You know what it do, what it does, how it be,
What it is, what it is, what it isn't.
what it could be if it wanted to,
And if it wasn't as it could be.
but it's still try.
Ah, that's a teamer. What's up, bro?
Yeah, what's good, bro? It's
Good.
Monox.
It is. Words make pictures type dude. Full extraordinaire. Artist, photographer, full undergo. You get me, sir?
I'm chilling with Kaz The Scribe, Mr. Wow.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Uptown
Pantsula.
Pantsula.
Yeah, I mean.
Creative extraordinaire.
Yes, sir.
What's the yolas, bro? Why we here today?
Yes, we're talking about this new mixtape I'm dropping.
You dropping a mixtape finally, dog.
I'm dropping a mixtape finally.
Since I've known you, you've been working on music.
I have been.
And that's been like a 3-4 year journey.
Yeah.
How's that been, bro?
It's been interesting to make music for me first. I used to drop a lot, if anyone does know, but I used to drop a lot, and then took a break, and then I had to kind of learn to make stuff for me, you know? And in that, a lot of my sound changed, but it was important because I tapped into where I come from, started looking at things like and for a long time I was ignoring that part. I was giving like 50% of myself based on what I thought was cool. And somehow like a lot of pride grows over the years of like where you come from, middle class, the burbs, the hood. And then you start using that. So for the 4 years I was really tapping in. And
yeah, I mean that's a interesting space to be. I think in general as a creative, a lot of your learnings are in like imitating and mimicking.
I spent a big chunk doing that.
And then there comes a point where you kind of figure out what your voice is and how you articulate all your experiences.
Yeah.
So in this project then, what are you saying is the reference point? Like why the title Uptown Pantsula?
Birth of Uptown Pantsula is like a whole new birth of me. I've always like I was a dancer first in everything I've ever done. It kind of was like the skeleton key that opened me knowing all the other things that I know. Like I didn't know film until I watched music videos. I didn't know music, rapping, making music, singing until dance kind of opened that. So Birth of Uptown Pantsula is like when I was young, I was really sportja, pantsula, hip hop. And hip hop dance, contemporary ballet, all these things that I grew up doing.
Because pantsula, like pantsula, they really mean, they don't just mean umajayivani, but they also mean like starting, where the music is.
Yeah. Like so Birth of Uptown Pantsula is that. Like uptown is really just the fact that like we did grow up in the suburbs, you know, we do have some privilege, but ke kokasi as well. So I have like both experiences, and for a long time I used only the uptown. You know, I was really mimicking Lil Wayne, I was mimicking Kendrick, Drake, you know, Pharrell, whoever I was really addicted to at that time. So now Birth of Uptown Pantsula is like birth of two worlds of me meeting, you know, Bukasi and my taste for like really finer shit, like clothing, you know, pop culture. So it's a mix of all that, and it's a birthing, like it's like a start.
So now within birthing, there's the process of it like kind of developing in you, and then there's the part where it comes of you, and then there's a severing of the tether, and then there's it becoming its own thing. What do you wish for this brainchild of yours to kind of be in the sense of art primarily, but also more for you, like as your child? What do you wish for your child to kind of grow to be?
So Birth of Uptown Pantsula is part of a bigger mixtape series I'm doing. I've got a couple in the chamber. It's actually called 5 to 9, Volume 1, Birth of Uptown Pantsula. 5 to 9 is the concept that I really want people to latch onto. The birth is a me thing, but 5 to 9 is a concept I came up with because, I mean, I used to be a full-time artist, creative, kind of hustling in Joburg, making a means for myself. I've done it all. Like, I've been a grip, I've been on sets, I've been in boardrooms, I work in agency. So I have a 9 to 5, I have jobs that I do that keep and pay the rent. But 5 to 9 is this thing that I believe is like when you clock off, what do you do with those dreams you had? I got a job because I wanted more money to pay for my art. Like that's where it really started. Like the concept of even getting a 9 to 5, I was like anti-job, anti-span, because I was like, I'm making a plan for myself. But then somewhere along the way, it's like it becomes harder to get favors. It becomes harder to kind of like get traction for yourself. So you need to go make money. And I got a job. But when I got a job, my prayer was for, what do I do with the money? So this is like really or at least like a meeting ground of like, damn, bro, like the things that I'm doing 5 to 9 are really a concept of like when I clock off, I'm clocking in on my dream. I'm clocking in on all the aspirations I have. So I'm hoping that a lot of us see that you got a job because you wanted something, you know, you wanted to start a business. So don't forget that. Don't forget to clock in 5 to 9. Don't forget spanning that you owe yourself and the child in you a dream that you once had. It doesn't matter what it is, bro. Like if you're a writer, if you make poems, if you paint, if you sew, if you want to start a business, if you an IT genius that's creating an app, I believe like a lot of us are getting stuck in growing up and becoming adults, and we're forgetting like the 5 to 9 is really your time to own yourself. I know the reality is you have to pay rent, you live in South Thai and in Cyril's economy, but that doesn't mean you don't have.
So, but what do you want your child to do? Like,
I want my child to inspire people to like kind of chase the dream. You're not too late, you're not too old, you're not too untalented, you're not too ugly, you're not too ghetto, you're not too rich, you're not too whatever. It's like, I hope I can inspire people to like do the thing that they've always said they wanted to do, you know? So I'm hoping that in itself is like, I, who juggles work and juggles this thing, can prove that like, one day my 5 to 9 will be my 9 to 5. But until then, I hope everyone else who's also a 5 to 9er joins the movement, and we all kind of collectively kind of become like that 5 to 9 crew, you know.
So let's talk about the softer emotion in the music. Like, obviously, the worlds that you're speaking about seem quite distant, but they obviously have like a similarity.
Yeah.
What kind of like essence are you drawing from those experiences, which we'll experience in the music?
I think the mixtape was supposed to be like a series of emotions that kind of were happening in that time for me. I was dealing with like losses of love, gains of love. I was dealing with anger. So there's a lot of energy of like God Kuluva energy, but there's also like, I am a lover boy and I do love. I think I heard a great thing like when I was in Kasia, like it's like even the ones who have the hardest lives like know how to share love. And there's this duality of like my hustles and learning to be tough in Joburg, but there's also like when I'm with my friends, I'm soft, I'm fun. So my emotions kind of play between all of those worlds, you know, like you want to make sure that it's like a series of feelings. There's a lot of love songs, but there's also a lot of like party rap anthems or, you know, mix of musics, you know. So I drew from a lot of inspiration to make the project.
What color socks are you wearing?
What color?
Socks are you wearing?
What color socks? White, bro.
What color socks this morning, though?
They were white, but now they like they semi-brown white. You know what I mean? The Batu came with the hey.
I guess the only reason why I'm asking what color socks you're wearing is like, what do you think after all the art you've made is now your kind of internal state? Like, what is the layer underneath everything that you're projecting? Because I know that like with you specifically, it's like when I met you, you were like the many face god, you know, like kind of a performance of being in different spaces. But then there's the one thing that's kind of consistent. What would you say you're preserving within all of the things and all the many hats you have to wear?
Being a childlike artist, you know, we all grow up, but like, I remember I used to make music like with my friends in the room, like bedroom shit, Fruity Loops crack. And at that time it wasn't really about blowing up. It was just like a way to like let something out.
Is it about blowing up now?
It's not. And that's what I kind of had to get back to. Before it was like, yo, I need to like make this blow up on SoundCloud and whatnot. And it took a lot out of like the fun of making stuff. I don't have any real expectation except for like, I've gotten back to like making stuff. Like And what's underneath me is the guy who's excited to make stuff. And I think that's what people are gonna see. It's like this is one of the many make stuffs. I took some time away to build systems and build things that made me feel like a kid again. I think us being children of Midas, shout out children of Midas, is that we really are a bunch of people who create for no reason. You know, like there's some things people here don't know, but this studio you're looking at is ours. We built that like to make stuff. They don't even know half the stuff that's come out of here.
Crazy.
But like, and it's underneath me is like getting back to like create, bro. Die empty. Give everything we can make. Movies, clothes, you know, ideas, photos, videos, books, poems, albums, you know, eventually one day maybe like try do some shit that's so extraordinary. It's like change the landscape because you've created so much. Yeah.
You're generally a very grateful kind of person. I know, like, I know you, my boy. We spend like hella time together, boy.
Too much
it's like kamo le kamo. You're generally like a very grateful person, but in the event that the people who held you and supported you in this process don't know what your words of gratitude are, like, how would you express it right now?
I think I'm grateful for like community. I've never had community, to be honest. Like I think I've always like moved around a lot because I was always searching for like, I guess what I have now, people who are artists first, everything else after. I think everybody else is like the other way around sometimes. Like it's like, that'd be cool to do. It feels like a hobby and not a way of life. I mean, I know you give up New Year's Eve to paint. And that's the energy I'm on. Like we be giving up like buying nice clothes to buy a microphone that works for music no one has heard yet. You know, and I'm grateful for community. I'm grateful for guidance. I've had some of the most amazing type of guidance while I was making this project. Ganja Beats, Youngster CPT, Jupe, you know, like Jupe as well. It was really important. Pasha, I've had James, I've had Michelle, you know, I've had Envy, who's been like a super supportive like partner as well. But I've also had like, what's crazy is like I've met people, I'm not really as outgoing as people might think, but I'm grateful that like in being more a creator, I've attracted more people than me always trying to go out. And like, that was the hardest part. Like always like, yo, I gotta be outside. But I found like in pulling the energy, like the outside came to me.
That's real, yeah.
You know, so I'm grateful that like in being honest with myself, having community and listening to the leadership around me and the wisdom, I was able to like really find a little bit of a strong identity for myself.
Yeah, well, I'm personally, I'm really excited for this. Super proud of you. I think that I've seen the courage, the resource, the effort it takes. The visuals are dumb. And more than anything, like, for people looking in, I hope they recognize and see themselves in there, you know, because I think what you're speaking about is like having a pure intention is what attracts all the help and support.
Yeah. Like how you're not doing it for anything but like, dog, I got a cool idea. Do you want to help?
Yeah.
And it's like, we hope it works.
Yeah.
Like that's now with a finger crossed.
And they're all hoping with you.
Yeah, because it's like, it made from that energy.
There's a collective pool of people making sure that this thing happens, you know what I mean? That's really fire. If you had to speak directly to your people, bro, what would you say?
Go listen to the music, dog. Watch the videos. They really exist for people to experience. I love them for me, and they're gonna exist for me. So, but honestly, I hope you see that your 5 to 9 is you. You are the job. You are the CEO. You are Apple. You are Tesla. You are Microsoft. You know, so go listen to yourself. Go build the things you need to build, and while you do that, have some music to put that as your soundtrack.
Real shit, like stay on the job.
Stay on the job. And the job is you, my bro.
Do the job.
Every day. Cool.